So all you
You're
have to
much
do-
more present than I am. When I'm talking, I don't think about shit but what I'm saying. So
I'm just like,
that's
what
all.
is everybody going to think of me?
I'm not. I thought I was a narcissist, but I guess I'm not as bad as I thought.
I guess I'll introduce us and then we'll just wing it.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so here we go. Welcome to Farmer Bros. I'm Sean Brummerlow here with the brothers Young, Jeff, and Paul. And on this episode of Farmer Bros, we are going to break down this week's headlines. We're going to do our best to make sense of it. Wish us luck. Paul, take it away.
So this week, moving some stuff out of the way. We're talking about basically giving big pharma government dollars and then getting ripped off in return. So that's going to be the theme across 3 articles. So the first headline is Merck wants Americans to pay $712 for a COVID drug that taxpayers helped to develop. Last week, we learned that Merck is planning on charging Americans 40 times its cost for a COVID drug whose development was subsidized by the American government. This situation spotlights 2 sets of facts that have gone largely unmentioned in the legislative debate over whether to let Medicare negotiate for lower drug prices.
All right, so first thing that truly offends me is the slap in the face that they couldn't even do $6.99.
What the fuck is with
you.
that?
Fuck you.
We don't even get the psychological, like we're in the 600s at least. Yeah, I know. I mean, the first thing that sticks out to me is like we talked about before. I think Paul talked about an article where there's something like 3 big pharma lobbyists per every senator and representative, essentially.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you have that, you know. They end up being able to take, and when you say the US government funded it, by that you mean we funded it.
Yeah, our tax dollars.
Right. And then they charge us 40 times.
Yeah, so you're paying for it like twice, but not only twice, 40 times, and we already paid for it with our tax dollars.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here. Maybe we are just the ones that we're like paying for the rest of the world, all the poor countries in the nation that can't afford this drug. Like, we're just taking that burden on our backs and we're like, look, we'll pay 40 times this so that they can get access to this drug.
All right. That's fair. If what you're telling me is that the taxpayers are going to fund the research for a vaccine that doesn't actually prevent the transmission of the disease that we're being vaccinated for, and then we on top of it pay the lion's share of 40x over, so that
this is I think this is like a therapeutic.
Yeah, well,
this isn't
if
even
we're going to split hairs, Paul.
Which I guess the vaccine is that too. So
yeah, that's fair. We'll pay like 40x on top of the tax dollars just to make sure that everybody can get a shot that doesn't really stop the transmission of COVID, SARS.
Yeah. And so, Paul, tell me that's what's happening here.
As we learn further down, that is not what's happening.
Oh, damn.
Wait a second.
What?
Wait a second. The truth correspondent.
Listen. Nope.
Big Pharma didn't take the high road on this one?
I don't think they know what that is.
Yeah, high profit margin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the high profit margin road.
So this article continues on. It says, fact 1, Americans are facing not merely expensive drugs, but prices that are examples of outright profiteering. Fact 2, in many cases, the medicines we are being gouged on are those that we publicly paid for already. So like we said, we paid for it with our tax dollars already, and then we get gouged on top of it. A new public citizen analysis shows that 20 top selling medicines generate almost twice as much for the pharmaceutical industry revenue in the United States as every other country combined. So compared with others, Americans buy a lot more prescription drugs, but this study reflects something much bigger at play. Pharma sculpted public policies that allow drug price levels to go beyond profits and into profiteering.
All right. So if I can just say in the very wise words, America, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
what?
Sorry.
Well, it just I thought the old like the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. If we're the ones buying the most, shouldn't we be getting the sweetest deal here? Oh, that's right. They have 3 lobbyists per every representative.
Yeah, they get both.
That's right.
If you don't buy at this savings, you're practically losing money.
Yeah.
I get
Oh,
so
man.
it's twice as much. So America pays twice as much as the entire world, every other country. So the entire world combined.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Is it, I
Yeah.
mean, is there, I didn't really do very well in algebra, but is there a direct correlation to we are twice as badass?
I feel like we're the Costco of the pharmaceutical industry, or
Twice as bad.
Yeah. That's it.
This is what we get for being back-to-back World War champs. We get to
Can-
pay twice as much.
Can you guys
Yeah.
hear me
We're the
okay?
fat
Because I've had trouble with the microphone for 16 weeks in a row now.
cats.
And I'm almost touching it like as if I was in a rap battle at this point.
Yes.
You sound loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm like mom spaghetti.
I got no snare in my headphones.
Turn them up.
All right. So this last paragraph of this article that we're highlighting goes into kind of what Jeff was talking about. Like, okay, are we just helping other poor countries out? So
Called it.
the term profiteering is important here because drug makers aren't losing lots of money in other countries where they sell medicines at lower prices. Let's remember that these companies aren't charities that offer their products abroad for a loss. On the contrary, they're still making healthy profits at lower world market prices, as the Intercept's Lee Fang notes. They are making those healthy profits while boasting innovation and job growth in countries that they've allowed their governments to use bulk purchasing power to negotiate lower prices.
Big pharma, you rascals.
You win this round.
Those guys are wily.
You
Yeah.
win this round again.
Obviously, I knew that was coming up, but that's what blew me away. It's like we're not taking this hit for the team, team world, or like let's help the poor people out and we can feel like heroes or whatever. No, we're just taking this hit because they can do it, because they're getting away with it.
Because we have a bigger chin.
Yeah. So I don't know what can be done about that.
So
Well, for starters, everybody can just stop paying their taxes.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm on board, buddy. I
right
gotta
off your
see-
medications, just be like, all right, my $300 inhaler that costs $30 in Canada, I'm taking $270 off right off the top.
I'm gonna need to see more than a few people stop paying their taxes before I go in on that one.
Yeah, right behind you. I'm right
Yeah,
behind you.
exactly. Hey man, you're doing the right thing. Let's see what happens.
Very noble.
Yeah.
Great. It's crazy too. Like you see, like like my girlfriend has asthma, and it's bananas to me. That's not over the counter. Like you should be able to go into CVS and buy an emergency, inhaler, just because sometimes the doctors or the pharmacy's like, oh, I need a note from your doctor, and you're like, I'm out of puffs, bitch. Like it should
Is
be
there a way to
$30
get high
over the
off
counter.
those? Like, can you catch a buzz off an inhaler?
I don't think so.
I don't think
I
so.
mean, I've tried. Nothing
God
happened.
knows I've tried.
No wonder she's out of puffs.
Yeah, she's like, "Where's all my puffs?" I'm like, "Come on."
Is your
I don't know.
inhaler
Why don't you tell me
keyboard
why it's
cleaner
not
by
over the
chance?
counter?
Yeah, it's a duster.
Yeah. My inhaler's a keyboard duster.
So yeah, I found this op-ed in a paper out of Chicago. I forget the name of it. I should write it down. But it
Next
says
time.
it says the U.S. gives billions to big pharma, but we need more nonprofit drug makers. What's the alternative? What's the alternative? Today, most small numbers of not for no woo, that sentence is structured weird. Most of the small number of drug not-for-profits and nonprofits either produce generic drugs or partner with for-profits to develop or manufacture pharmaceuticals. With more government financial backing, a more robust third version could blossom, not that being nonprofits that develop and manufacture their own new drugs, vaccines, and diagnostics.
Okay, so I didn't even know that existed. First of all, a nonprofit, what does you call it? Pharmaceutical
Let's see. Let me click back.
research company?
Drug not-for-profits is what the article calls it. Basically, it's a company that will like produce generic drugs at a low cost, and then or they'll partner with a manufacturer to produce other drugs. But
Sounds
You know
it's
what?
probably like it's probably
very
your low.
Canadian.
Yeah, it's probably low, like things that have run out on their trade or their whatever it's called, the patents.
Yeah.
And so big pharma is like, we don't make any fucking money off of this shit. So, but people still need the drug. So then,
But if they were to invent a drug, or if they would have come up with the cure for COVID, which we now know from, I think last week's episode is a heroic dose of magic mushrooms.
Yeah, I started that rumor. It seems to be catching on.
It's true. And in fact, I think it cures everything. I haven't found anything it won't cure.
Tax fraud.
But yeah, it's an interesting concept because it's like, is bigger government what you want? But if it's a healthy nonprofit that is just funded on government dollars, is that better? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think personally, I would have preferred if our tax dollars went to them and they made some sort of COVID therapeutic or vaccine, and they got the money to do more research because they're a nonprofit, right?
Yeah, I guess
exactly.
if it was multiple choice and you got to fill in where you want your taxes
Yeah.
to go, I'd
Yeah.
probably send it that way before I send it to like Raytheon.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. So it's an interesting idea. I hadn't really heard it. I didn't know those existed either until this article. And so basically incentivizing people to make these nonprofits and hire these scientists. Who knows? I mean, it goes on to talk about universities doing a lot of the research anyway. So if you're funding the university with public dollars and then get them a manufacturing arm or whatever, then why can't we do that? And then we getting these drugs for a much cheaper price.
And we're bringing the manufacturing back to the good old USA, baby.
Hell yeah.
Detroit, we're going to make Detroit the new pharmaceutical manufacturing capital of the world.
So these pieces of shit on Zoom just said we're done in 10 minutes if we don't give them money.
Oh, shit.
Fucking gangsters. We got to figure out something better than Zoom.
Dude, the only thing worse than Big Pharma is fucking Zoom right
Big
now.
Zoom.
Big Zoom.
This is just fucking, this is the Zoom industry trying to sell us more Zoom.
Yeah. And you think we're paying for this, and then some kid in Africa is getting some free Zoom. Fuck no.
We're paying twice as much as the rest of the world for Zoom.
That kid ain't got no Zoom.
So the article breaks down basically 3 areas that there's a health crisis going on, and the first one is
The Nina.
the Nina, the Pinta.
The Pinta.
The first one is the antibiotic crisis that is looming. The public health community has been raising alarm bells for years over this. Over 2.8 million antibiotic resistant infections occur in the US annually, and Big Pharma has barely responded because it realizes that bacteria can quickly develop resistance to them, which would cut their profits short. So they're just not even researching antibiotics anymore. So
yeah,
there's a big crisis, but there
ain't no money.
So
yeah, I get that. That's a problem. That's why we should have some sort of nonprofit, somebody in charge of it that's like not married to somebody who decides whether or not drugs can be allowed. You know, there should be some.
I mean, either that or we just really, really ramp up the price of antibiotics.
Yeah, to get their interest. Listen, you guys, they're not going to make any unless we pay like $700 an antibiotic.
712.
$6.99. Can we just get the $6.99?
I remember antibiotics were kind of like, and when we were kids, like they were handing that shit out like candy, and now it's kind of like opioids where they're reining it in because
it was like first one's free. Tell your friends.
Yeah, like here you go. Like you got a little earache, boom.
You want that Z-Pack? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's see. Second, there are many tropical diseases that afflict hundreds of millions of individuals a year, mainly low-income countries that lack vaccine and treatments. Big Pharma just shrugs because drug companies can't charge poor people enough to make developing therapies worth their while.
Somehow, I knew that this was poor people's fault.
Yeah. It couldn't be my hero, Big Pharma.
Fucking knew it. Fucking poor people again. You win this round, poor people.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good enough spot to stop. I think we get the point. Like, essentially, they're screwing us over yet again.
Yeah, go ahead and recap it for us about how poor people are the reason and Big Pharma is the victim.
Yeah. Basically that. I don't know. It's pretty much a downer to have to sit here and listen to this shit.
I mean, he said tropical. He said the word tropical.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, shit. Isn't it doesn't ivermectin help that? What's that yellow? Is it river fever?
That fucking dengue fever.
Dengue.
Yeah, that Bengay fever.
How long?
Yeah, I don't know about, but there ain't no money in ivermectin either. You know, that was charitable work as well.
I mean, this episode is brought to you by Horse Dewormer.
Yeah. What I wish I could remember that brand from Tractor Supply. I would have been like they make
fucking Heart Guard.
Yeah. This week's Farmer Brothers brought to you by Heart Guard, the makers of ivermectin.
Ivermectin paste.
Your horse's favorite, yeah. It is ivermectin. Just for canines, huh? Yeah.
Whatever. If it's good enough for Fido, it's good enough for us.
I've been feeding my puppy those. Didn't know what I had.
That was a great transition into Sean's supplement for this week.
So on this week, I've been taking my dog's flea and tick Heart Guard medicine. Subsequently, it seems as though my dog has come down with heartworms recently.
Oh no.
Because I've been bogarting.
Way to go,
On
Joe
the plus
Rogan.
side, your coat is as shiny as ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling fantastic. Ollie, on the other hand, he's a little under the weather. I actually didn't take any supplements this week. So I don't know about you guys, but I got nothing for this part of this like segment of the show.
I do got a little something, but again, forgot to have them in here with me, so I got to run
Fucking
and grab them.
Big
Paul,
Zoom.
do you got?
Big
you have
Zoom wins
anything?
again.
I don't.
Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll still be here because of Big Zoom's gonna tap out any second now. Are you double fisting over there? What are you drinking, Paul?
I got Topo Chico,
I saw that. And then what's in the orange can?
and then this is Contact Haze,
All right.
Easy IPA.
Nice.
Left over
Shut up
from
about whatever the fuck you're
What type
trying.
what type of vitamins are in those?
B12. 'cause they're
Vitamin B
hazy
for
and-
beer.
Yeah, it's hazy, so the yeast is left in it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
pretty
did
good.
have a supplement, you
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Yeah. That's what we
All
were
right.
talking about while you were in the other room, unprepared.
Listen, if you didn't know, I was in the other room sucking off Big Zoom so we could finish this fucking,
Go
this
team.
fucking podcast, dude.
Good team.
All right. So this stuff I've been using and I really like it. So I went after work today and bought some more so that I could share it with you guys. Paul can get it himself because he knows he has the same stores as I do. He lives in the same town, but
Is this juicy fruit multivites?
yes,
It's juicy fruit with vitamin D.
it's the vitamin that gets right to you. Now, this week, and I'll try and do better with the camera on it. And for the longest time, I thought it was four stigmata, but it's not. It's
Oh
four.
yeah, Four Sigmatic.
Sigmatic.
That's the OG. They were the first ones.
So these guys, I really like them a lot. They have a lot of different stuff, and I'm about the convenience. And so I guess I've talked about it before. I'm trying this whole month to get in my eighth cup of mushrooms. I'm eating a shit ton of mushrooms every day. And I've been struggling to just get them into my diet. And this was one way I found was they have these coffee mushroom packs, and what's I like about them is they're in these single packs, and so I can like throw them in my lunch and take it to work. If I start feeling like, you know, a little groggy or whatever, mix one of these suckers up and they pep you right up. Plus you're getting this particular one is defense, and it has chaga.
Are
in
those
it.
marked down from $2.12?
Yeah, see, so unlike big pharma, these bastards, these guys have the common decency to, instead of charge me $1.50, they charge me $1.49 to make me feel a lot
It's
better.
called respect.
Yeah. And I appreciate it. They've got other flavors. This is a latte mix with reishi, and this is to just chill.
Look
You
at
know?
the clarity.
And is
on
this
that
$2?
image.
Did they
No.
charge me $2?